Chapter 6. News from America. The story about the new Lord Fauntleroy was soon in all the newspapers in England. And in Dorincourt village, of course, nobody could stop talking about it. "The Earl is so angry about it. He doesn't like the woman, and he doesn't want the boy." "Yes, and they say he's got 20 lawyers in London, all working on it, looking into things, asking questions." "Did you see the woman, Bevis's wife, when she came to the castle with her boy? She's a tall, black-eyed thing with a hard face. Not a nice woman, and nothing like our sweet, kind Mrs. Errol. And the boy's nothing, when you think about our dear little lord." "How's it all going to end?" "Who knows?" When the Earl told Lord Fauntleroy the news, the boy listened carefully. Then he asked, with a worried look in his big brown eyes, "Can they take dearest's house away from her?" "No," the Earl said. "They can take nothing from her." "Ah," said Cedric, "I'm so pleased about that." He thought for a minute, then looked up at his grandfather. "And that other boy," he said a little shakily, "he's going to be your boy now, and live with you, isn't he?"
"No," the Earl said again. "No, he's not."
Cedric was very surprised. He jumped up from his chair and began to smile. "Can I still be your boy then? I'm not going to be an earl one day, but that doesn't matter, does it? I just want to be your boy, always." The Earl looked down at his little grandson.
"My boy,"
he said, and, this is true, his voice was a little shaky too. And there was something in those old, angry black eyes, something new, something different.
"Yes, you're my boy, my only boy, the best boy in my life."
Cedric's face went red, and he looked very happy. "That's all right, then. I was a little worried, but not now." The Earl put his hand on the boy's head.
"You are right for Dorincourt, and, well, who knows? But always remember, you are my boy, first and last."
The Earl talked many times with Mr. Havisham about Bevis's wife and son, and Mr. Havisham talked with other lawyers in London. There were questions about the woman's story. When was her son born? Where was he born? She was Bevis's wife because she had the marriage papers. But was all her story true? Some days later, a visitor came to Court Lodge. The servant, her eyes big with surprise, ran to find Mrs. Errol. "It's the Earl, Mrs. Errol," she said. "The Earl's here." When Mrs. Errol came into her sitting room, she found a tall old man with white hair. He stared at her.
"The boy is very like you," he said.
"People say that, my lord," Mrs. Errol said.
"You don't want your son to be the Earl of Dorincourt, do you?"
the Earl said. "It's a fine thing to be an earl," said Mrs. Errol quietly, "but it's more important for my son to be a true, kind, brave man like his father."
"Not like his grandfather, you mean?"
said the Earl. "I don't know his grandfather." Mrs. Errol looked up into his face. "But I know that Cedric loves you." The Earl began to walk up and down the room.
"Yes, and the boy is very dear to me," he said. "I'm an old man, tired of life. But then I found someone to live for. And now this other boy. Havisham told you about him."
He came back and stood in front of Mrs. Errol.
"I am miserable," he said. "Miserable."
Again, his voice was a little shaky.
"I hated you once. I don't know why. I came to see you because you are like the boy, and the boy loves you, and I love him. Be kind to me because of the boy."
Mrs. Errol had a kind, loving heart. She put her hand on the Earl's arm. "Why don't you sit down for a moment? You are tired and unhappy." The Earl sat down, and they drank tea together and talked. He watched her sweet face and listened to her quiet voice, and he began to feel a little better. Before he went away, he looked around the room.
"This is a happy room," he said. "Can I come again and talk to you?"
"Of course, my lord. Come when you like." The English newspapers could not stop writing about the Lord Fauntleroy story. And soon, American newspapers began to write about it too. Mr. Hobbs read everything, and he and Dick talked about it every day. Dick was a very good bootblack, and a lot of people came to him. One of them was a young lawyer, and one day he gave Dick his newspaper. "Here's a paper for you, Dick," he said. "This one's got pictures in it. An English castle, and this English earl and his son's wife. Well, she says she's his son's wife, but the earl says not. I don't... Hey, Dick, what's the matter?" Dick stared at the picture in the newspaper with his mouth open. He saw a good-looking young woman with black eyes and a lot of long black hair. "I know her!" he cried. "I know her like the back of my hand. It's Minna! It's my brother Ben's wife!" He began to put away his brushes. "Where are you going, Dick?" said the young lawyer. "I'm off to my friend Mr. Hobbs," cried Dick. "We've got business to do." And away he ran through the streets of New York to Mr. Hobbs's grocery store. At first, Mr. Hobbs could not understand it.
"But why did Minna do it?" he asked.
"Money," said Dick. "She always wanted money. She married this Bevis, the Earl's son, for money. And now she wants to get our Cedric's money. Well, she's not going to. You and me, Mr. Hobbs, are going to stop her." Then Mr. Hobbs and Dick began to think carefully.
"Dick, you write to Ben, and I'm going to write to Cedric," said Mr. Hobbs. "And that Mr. Havisham, too."
"Right," said Dick. "But we need help here, Mr. Hobbs. This is lawyer's work. Why don't I ask that young lawyer? Him with the newspaper." Dick's friend, the young lawyer, was very surprised by the story, but very interested. He began to get busy too, and letters went to California, to London, and to Dorincourt.